The kegs are full and the Dalriada is open for business. And what do we have here? What? Only the biggest, sexiest, craziest Lost Girl fans in the world. Welcome to the Lost Girl Season 2 Finale Pre-Show. My name is Steve Cochran. I'm one of the writers for Lost Girl, and I'll be your host for this evening. First, can I ask you guys a question? Is anyone here at all excited to meet the cast today? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, they couldn't make it. No, I'm joking. No, they're all upstairs. They're in the building. In less than an hour from this very moment, Bo and company will face off against the all-powerful Garuda in an epic battle for the ages. But first, why don't we take a moment here to meet some of these lovely, gorgeous people here in the audience. These fans have gone the extra mile to be here today, and they sent in some great stuff, some contest winners. Let's take a minute to meet some of them right now. You sent in this beautiful picture of you with these crazy fey eyes. Now, I noticed that they're very, very blue. Does it hereditary, the women in your family, you can see their eyes from space? Is that the kind of thing?
Yeah, it runs in the family, so I wish.
Thanks so much for the photo, and thanks for being here. It's nice to meet you. You sent in, look at these pictures that she drew of Ksenia here. These are amazing. Kenzie, are you an artist? Is this what you do?
Yes, it's what I'm studying.
Oh, wow, that's great. These are amazing. I can draw SpongeBob. Almost as good as my 7-year-old. It's pretty good. Anyways, thanks so much. I'm glad you're here. Thanks so much. All right, guys. So now, for those unfortunate people at home who have not yet seen an episode of Lost Girl, and I'm talking to you, grandmother, we're going to take a moment right now and get you caught up and take you inside the secret society that is the world of the Fae. Here is Lost Girl 101.
Lost Girl is a show about a girl named Bo. She is a succubus, which is a creature that feeds on sexual energy.
Season 1 opens with Bo saving Kenzie's life.
I'll take her and we're safe.
They meet in this kind of crazy set of circumstances where they have to help each other.
You are definitely the toughest kid on this playground.
I play a fella named Dyson, who is a shapeshifter. The secret society is a world that is inhabited by what we call Fae. We pull from lots of different sort of superstitious, mystical backgrounds from all sorts of different cultures around the world.
Well, I play Dr. Lauren Lewis, and I work for the Light Fae.
Based on your feeding signature, just say it. You're a succubus.
So there's a love triangle with Bo and Dyson and Lauren, and there's all kinds of sacrifices made by both Dyson and Lauren.
You need all of the strength you can get, so take some of mine.
Want to kill you?
Just kiss me.
There's a lot of really fun elements to the show. It's a supernatural world that sort of is really vast, but I think people connect to their relationships because those relationships are really human, even though most of us aren't human.
Oh, you are the Kenziest Kenzie ever.
Well, now that we're all on the same page, finally, and we are counting down even closer to the big finale. But first, what would Lost Girl be without its Lost Girl? Here's a look at the sexy succubus that we all know and love.
Bo, have you thought this through?
No, but it's the only way I heal. I don't usually have trouble wrapping my mouth around things, but something about that sentence makes me horny.
All right, and here she is, the unaligned Fae of the hour, everyone's favorite succubus, the Lost Girl, the pride of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Anna Schiff, everybody!
Awesome! How cool is this? This is fantastic.
Can't help but notice that your applause was bigger, thanks to you.
No, the energy in here is amazing.
I know, is this incredible?
Yeah.
Now, Anna, you play a succubus.
I do.
Let's just say it.
Yep,
let's just get it
call
out
it
there.
out. Yep.
You can kill people with sex.
I can.
How do you prepare for a role like that?
Well, how how don't you prepare really for a role like that?
Draw on personal experience, obviously.
Yes, you do. Yes, I murdered people.
Excellent. That's what I was trying to get. The police will be here in a minute. No, but seriously, what kind of challenges are there to play a role like Bo?
Well, I mean, you know, Bo is obviously, she's a supernatural creature. You all know what she does. But I think to prepare to play Bo, you really have to identify with the human side of her. And that's what I play. You know, you can't really play a succubus. I am a succubus.
Right.
So, but I sort of look at the human side of her and the relationships that she has on the show. So, yeah, the sexual part of it, I mean, you just have to go for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's no way around it. You just have to go for it.
Now, one of the biggest compliments I always hear about this show is that it's so sex positive.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's not really any labels. The sexual orientation thing doesn't really matter. It's just about choosing who you choose to love.
Yeah.
How big is that? How big important is that message for you when playing Bo?
Oh, I think it's really important. I think it's one of the things I'm most proud of on the show. I love that here's this, you know, leading female character who loves who she loves.
Right.
It's who she is. It's what she is. There's no apology about it. There's no questioning about it. She questions a lot of other stuff. But she, you know, she completely embraces who she is. Now, that wasn't easy for Bo all the time. I mean, her power was something she had to struggle with. It was her greatest source of shame for so long, and it becomes her greatest source of power. But the sexuality part of it is completely unapologetic and completely who she is, which I love.
Yeah, there's a lot to draw on there.
Yeah, and it's really great, and that's one of the greatest things about fan response to the show too, has been that aspect of who she is, and I'm really proud of that.
Right on. Now, you meet so many fans. We have so many fans here today as well. But you meet a lot of people at Comic-Con, Fan Expo, and things like that. Is there any moment of sort of fan interaction that sort of just really hit you and kind of stuck there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've met all kinds of great people.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, and everyone has their own specific reason for why they love Lost Girl, and I love hearing all of them. But we had one girl last year at Fan Expo who wanted to speak to Zoe and I, Zoe who plays Lauren so wonderfully. And she sort of came up to us, and she was nervous and pretty emotional, and really wanted to share with us that it was because of the relationship that we had on the show that she was able to come out to her mom.
Wow.
And we were speechless, and also just really happy that there's a role model out there for her at that time, which I think it's incredible.
Yeah. It's more beautiful than the birth of my kids. We have an audience question here for you now.
Sure.
I'm just going to go to it. Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Just as we've come to the end of season 2 and looking back at how is the biggest way that Bo's changed your life, or getting to know her, playing her, this whole experience?
Well, I mean, I definitely learned from Bo. I mean, I think, you know, ultimately I am Bo, but I have to sort of add a few layers to myself to play Bo. You know, she's incredibly confident, which is something that I've learned from her. No matter what she has to do, no matter how scared she is, she does it. She stands up and she does it, which I think is something everyone can relate to. I can relate to it. I'm scared a lot of the time, and you just have to kind of go for it. And that's something I definitely have learned from her. And, you know, I like to think that she learns from me a little bit, too.
Excellent. All right, Anna Silk, everybody. Don't go away. There's a lot more Anna on the show, and plus our own Big Bad Wolf is coming up after the break. As we keep getting down to the big Lost Girl Season 2 finale.
We're just orchestrating a scene here where Dyson wolfs out and attacks 4 minions at this case, but supposedly it'll be a swarm of minions coming at him, and he'll be taking them out.
When you're having to act these moments out, you get caught up in the moment, and you know, if it's a life or death situation, I actually injured a guy. We had to do a headbutt gag, and we're supposed to clear, you know, beside our heads, and we did for every take except for this one, and I connected with this guy, and I mean, he got the hard part of my head, and I got the soft part of his eye, so it didn't hurt me, but I saw him glaze.
They really work to my strengths. You know, they take what they know I can do well and they sort of make that really work. And that's kind of how we found Beau's fighting style, which is kind of to use, you know, she's really strong, but she's not really an expert fighter. She's strong and she's smart and she's capable, so she kind of just takes whatever's around her and uses it to her advantage.
Well, anyone who's ever had a hit show knows you're only there because you got great fans, and no one greater than this guy right here. You know him on Twitter as Faye Anonymous. Here he is, Kurt Bennett, everybody. Kurt, you've been so active in social media with this show right from the get-go. What is it about Lost Girl that just resonates so big with you?
I love the characters. I love the story. It's such a big world out there. There's even more out there than the characters that we see even. You know, there's so much more out there that we could be explored eventually, you know, spin-offs, who knows?
Well, also, you know, we're like minutes from the big finale. You excited?
Definitely.
Any predictions?
Wow. I'd rather not try and make a fool of myself.
Yeah, I'm not doing so well with that one. Do you mind if I get a picture with you?
Sure.
All right. That's a good one. All right, man. Kurt Bennett, everybody. Thanks for being here, man.